Today I'm going to speak about the EULA, or the End User License Agreement. I just recently purchased this game and I found the agreement very aggressive and very disturbing. So if you guys are sitting on the wall and you haven't bought the game, I would definitely look up the conversations around the End User License Agreement. A lot of people complain about it. There's quite a few videos on it. Which is kind of disturbing. I guess most games have this built into it, but it's just not in your face and aggressive like WB or Warner Brothers is doing. I'm definitely going to be saying no to it, and I'll play the game as much as I can for as long as I can. But I just wanted to show you and give people that haven't actually purchased the game and are sitting on the fence whether to buy it or not, you might want to reconsider not buying it because of this agreement. So there's definitely a couple of things that I'll show you, but the biggest one is the monitoring piece, where you give them basically unlimited access to monitor your box or your entertainment device, and whether this is your PC or your Xbox or your PS4, whatever is supported. But this is kind of the agreement that shows up straight away when you log in, and it's kind of disturbing if you actually look at it and what it tells you that you need to do here, right? I mean, as you can see, it's like right in your face. This agreement is legally binding contract. Please read it carefully. Blah blah blah. There's a whole bunch of nonsense here. So yeah, I definitely don't like the fact how they've done it. If they took the time to explain why they've done it and what it really covers and the reasons why they need to do it, but it's basically saying you basically have no rights at the end of the day. And the fact that they come in and they can monitor your box and have access to your gamer tag and be able to do whatever they want with it is just pure nonsense, I think, at the end of the day, right? So definitely look this up, take a look at it. I'm not happy with it. If I knew this was the case before I bought the game, I wouldn't have bought it for sure. The fact that they shove it in your face like this is just kind of, you know, concerning, and shouldn't be the case, right? I mean, a lot of the stuff is typical, so I mean, it's not in other games, and I'm sure it was in previous games to this. I mean, your stuff that you may not reverse engineer, that's all fine. You may not exploit the game. I mean, basically what that is you can't, even though it's a story mode or a single player game, you can't add cheats or else they could ban you, basically, right? So the fact that you've paid for the game but you don't actually own it, and you can't actually change or add any cheats, and all that is because of the new microtransactions, right? I mean, they're trying to protect and think people are going to actually buy their crappy microtransactions, so which I hope people aren't doing, because they shouldn't, right? Of course, they don't have any liable if anything happens to your system, specifically when it comes into when you install on PCs and stuff. Then you know they aren't liable at all. They can come in and install patches, and you have no choice about the patches and updates. Again, I'm sure that's pretty standard, but it's just the way they're doing it here is just kind of crappy, right? I mean. Anyway, just want to give you a heads up for those people that haven't bought it. I would recommend you read up on it. Firstly, I'd say don't buy the game just because of this nonsense. They should do a better job at explaining this, and the fact that they haven't. You can, however, bypass it, and let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna show you. So I'm not gonna agree on this, and I'm just gonna accept, and I'll show you what it's gonna actually tell you. So straight away you will see that you will not be able to access any online features of Shadow War until you agree to the data user described on the prior screen. And this is fine. I mean, you're kind of giving up that access, and that's fine. But the problem I have with this is that every time you start the game, it asks you the same question. And every time you exit the game or you want to quit the game, it asks you the same question, right? So it doesn't actually save it. And then the other thing is, if you actually do accept the agreement, there is no ways to unaccept it, right? Without restarting, possibly deleting your game saves, possibly deleting the game. So anyway, I'm going to continue here. We can go accept. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So the other thing here is the WP play. So again, I'll click on this, I'll show you what happens. Okay, you have not consented to data processing that would allow access to online features. So, I mean, again, they're telling you they're going to be using your data and they can do whatever they want with it, right? So I'm going to say no, because I don't really care about that. Okay. But again, that doesn't stop you from playing. So let's see if we can start the game, and I'll see if I can actually leave the game, and I'll show you what happens. The other kind of funny thing here is you get presented with Talion, or the blade of Gabriel, right? Gabriel, which is funny, right? Because you think, okay, cool, I've got two choices here, right? But guess what happens? Let's choose this one. Throws you into the marketplace. So if you actually want to play as that second character, you actually have to pay more money for it, right? Which is kind of ridiculous, right? $19 to play as a second character. I know it's an expansion pack, but still. Anyway, makes that choice quite easily. Okay, start. Still pretty slow in loading, right? I mean, I'm playing on the new Xbox One X, which is, you know, the top tier Xbox, and it's still pretty slow in loading, right? I'd expect to be faster. Don't have to wait like this. Okay, I'm going to try and skip. Yeah, it allows me to skip. Very good. Skip. And then I'll see if I can leave.
I will find you.
Okay. So let's see if we can leave. Yeah, there we go. Let me show you what happens when I try leave. Say yes. Guess what? Starts downloading these legal documents again, right? So this is what it does every single time, right? And again, I mean, it just doesn't sit well with me. It does this type of stuff, right? I mean, if you've declined, great. You know, you've declined. It should save it. It should give you an option. If you want to change it somewhere, you can go to options and update it, whatever, right? But the fact that, you know, you have to actually go through this every time you load the game and every time you exit the game, and obviously they're trying to get you annoyed, so you actually agree to their agreement, so they can actually use your data and sell it and do whatever they want and monitor your system however they want, right? Which again is just wrong, right? Just want to see where the other piece that kind of see if you look at number 4 here, point 4, consent to monitor, right? When the game is running WB Games and its affiliates, so not just WB Games. I mean, who knows who its affiliates are, right? Or its contractors may monitor your system for uses that violate Section 1. You hereby grant WB Games and its affiliates its contracts permission to monitor your system for purposes of identifying such use and communicating potential violations to WB Games. WB Games and its affiliates and its contracts are under no obligation to monitor your system, right? So they can basically give access to anyone they want to come and see what you're doing on your system whenever they want, and I'm sure it's not as bad as I'm suggesting it is, but it could be, right? I mean, as soon as this is just like the government, right? I mean, you give them a bit of access and then, you know, they take that free liberty and do whatever the heck they want with it, right? It's just basically giving all your privacy away. They could see what movies you're watching, what games you're playing. I mean, maybe this is just their attempt to try and sell you some other garbage games, you know, that you know they know the type of games you're playing, so let's go and sell them these types of games because we can see what type of games this person likes, right? I mean, it's just wrong. It's just totally wrong in what they want to do here. And I get overall they're just trying to prevent people from pirating the games. I mean, the fact that this is on Xbox, which means you can't pirate games because it's never been broken. It's not needed. I can see this is maybe needed on a Windows system where piracy might be rampant. I don't know, but it's certainly not needed on consoles. And to be able to sell your information and allow third-party people themselves to come in and monitor your device, you know, without any limitations is just nonsense, right? Very disappointing. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a diehard fan of this game. So you know, at the end of the day, if I don't play it, I don't play it. I don't really care. I certainly won't be buying additional games from Warner Brothers because of this. And I would advise other people to kind of look up the EULA before they purchase WB games in the future, right? Because you know, we shouldn't be allowing this. It's just basically Big Brother coming in and doing whatever they want, and they're really nothing more than a software developer, you know, exercising their power to violate your privacy, right? It's just wrong. Well, there you go. Definitely, if you do have the game and you haven't played it, or you are going to get the game, make sure you don't accept. The downside, of course, is you don't have any online features, and you don't have access to the store. So that's kind of the choice you have to make. So this is all about loot boxes, right? This is all about Warner Brothers wanting to sell you loot boxes, wanting to sell you, want you to spend additional money on top of the game price. So they can sell you, they can make more money off you, right? That's all this is really about, right? So not accepting it will possibly not allow you to, and the whole multiplayer for this game only exists for loot boxes, right? So I've done a bit of research and I've looked at a bunch of forums and people speaking, and I've watched a whole bunch of videos, and it doesn't look like you need to have online. There's one component where your orcs and your captains can attack other online players, but really that only exists just so they can sell you loot boxes. It's kind of like a last attempt to try and, you know, mimic an online. You need this online, just, you know, so you know you can have this component, but really at the end of the day, it's the only way they can justify the loot boxes, right, and selling you stuff in the marketplace, right? So that's all it is. Anyway, there you go. If you're on the fence, don't buy the game. If you already bought the game or you haven't started yet, then I wouldn't accept, and then read up about it before you accept, and then you'll need to make a decision whether you want to go online, because once you hit that you check that box and you accept, then you can't go back. It's too late, right? There you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy.